Hi, I'm Graeme Squires, the actor. I'm here in Melbourne for the production of Dream Children, or The Dream Children, directed by Chuter. And yeah, it's pretty exciting times. Story is one of great interest at the moment. Very anticipated this film, and it's a very exciting project to be working on. We've been working quite extensively in rehearsals. It's been quite a challenge with Robert being the director. He's very passionate about this one. It's his little baby. He mentioned that it was something he wanted to do ever since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. He imagined himself doing something like this, and it's finally come around and about to happen. So the production house has been crazy. He's been stressed out of his eyeballs, as you could imagine, but he's embellishing the whole process and getting that nice sort of sense of excitement and well, how can you call it? Excitement and fun at the same time. So it's we've got a lot of work ahead of us. A lot of work behind us already, so it's getting to the stages where we're getting the characters, laying layers coming through quite nicely, especially working with Nick, who's playing the character of Alex, my partner. I'm playing Stephen Evans, the lead in this feature film, and we've got Chris Pender, who's playing Jake, the bad guy, well, supposedly the bad guy, and Noreen, Jessica Brown. Fantastic cast to work with and professional ensemble, and it's been very exciting for me. The lead up to this was quite involved for me. I believe in equality and the fairness of this this issue that's out there in the public now, and meeting with a couple of same-sex parents to children. It's been quite an eye-opener, a massive journey already. So that's even heightened my awareness of this subject, and it's really got me going on board in a big way.
How do you think this will influence other people when they see the film? Will it be the same as, say, meeting the same-sex couples?
With our interviews with the same-sex couples, it was uncanny, all the parallels to the lives which we interviewed him about, the intricacies of his life, the process of going through getting a child. It was quite painful and grueling, and a lot of red tape to go through, and a huge emotional journey for him. And that's what the journey my character is sort of, it's thrust upon him by his partner who wants more, Alex, and in that sense the parallels are exactly the same. So it's a fairly good portrayal of real life, for same-sex couples who would like to have children and a family unit.
What do you think, what has it been like rehearsing with Rob, and what do you think it's going to be like actually shooting with Rob?
Well, rehearsing with Rob, it's been good. It's been challenging, especially at the start when you're trying to sort of get into character, get into the portrayal of the character that Robert has imagined. Fortunately, we've been on the same page with many subjects, and I've been fortunate to have a lot of close friends who have experienced a lot of the stereotypes of gay people, had the challenges. So I had a lot in common to discuss with Robert, because when I found out I got this lead, of course I started research straight away, because it was a responsibility for me to get this right, and to really make a good go of it. So it's been once again, as I said, an eye opener. Also it's been challenging, but having all that pre-history before I come on board, it was very helpful. Robert, as a director, is very passionate. He's a no-nonsense type of guy, and brings the best out in performance. And I don't think I would want it any other way, even though at times we've been at heads, not to the point where any relationships were jeopardized, but I think it's healthy, definitely healthy for that to happen. But if you're not going down the right track of the character, or getting something across on camera, or in his eyes, he'll definitely tell you, and you can't take that personally. He only means the best, and it's honesty. It's honesty, and it's a pleasure to work with him from that point of view. Well, it's a pleasure to work with him. Full stop.
Were you surprised to get this role, seeing as you're a straight man?
Was I surprised to get this role? Well, I feel because of the nature of the character, I've experienced a celebrity, not to a major extent, but to sort of a minimal extent, but still having that, and also having a few parallels of the character myself. Obviously fitting the game show host sort of profile, and having that background. Knowing what I know now, I'm not so much surprised, because the penny sort of dropped getting into the character. But first of all, it sort of came out of left field. I got this phone call from my agent, and he said, there's this director in Sydney and he wants to meet up with you about this new project they're filming down in Melbourne. And I was like, okay. At the time I was instructing martial arts and teaching a fitness course. So I was quite focused on doing that. But I was interested. So I met up with him, and it was a good thing that I met up with Robert. We got on straight away, and I remember we met at Newtown, at the Newtown Theatre, and we went down to the cafe underneath there, and from when I sat down to when I left, I think it was about 2.5 hours, and there was no silence. We'd just been bouncing off each other about this project, and I hadn't made up my mind. It was just so much information to take on at that time, and you sort of, so much so that you just get overwhelmed. So I drove away trying to digest all this, and I kind of knew that it was a project that I wanted to do. But yeah, it was definitely a surprise. But knowing what I know now, I can see why Robert basically came to Sydney to headhunt me, as he said, which is quite I feel quite chuffed that that was the case.
So this story, for you at least, is more about a man who just happens to be gay. It's not his sexuality that's sort of on display. It's not the main thing.
With this character, he struggles with that, fitting a bill for stereotypical ideas, whereas it's totally not him. So he coexists in these two different worlds. So it's not about him being a gay person. It's just about him being a person and being accepted for who he is, which once again sort of reinforce my interest in doing this project, because there's a lot of people out there who are suppressed. They can't express themselves because other people look down on them, maybe in the workplace, in their family, in friends. So and the sad truth to all that is, they could turn to drugs. They could just be suppressed and unhappy. They get depressed, which leads to other things, or it could be the flip side. They become bigots and totally fight against that urge to conform to society, which is quite sad. And the worst of it all is that there's a suicide element to it as well. So it's a very important subject, I think, that needs to be brought to attention.
When you get here,